wanted to get through. Well, I was going to do it today, but if you're in tomorrow, I'll give you a call.
Okay.
All right, looks like we're right at 4 o'clock and we have a quorum. All right, let's jump in here and get started. I'm gonna go ahead and kick us off here, calling us to order, and ask Safrina to take us through a roll call.
Thank you, Chair Lopez. And before I start the roll call, just wanting to let everyone know that Commissioner Alejo has an excused absence today. And in his absence, and hopefully she'll be getting on soon, Commissioner Rudescu will be representing the county vote. Okay, Commissioner Rudescu.
I'm here. I can't find my Zoom though. There we are. There's my mute. Okay, I'm unmuted. I'm here. Hello.
Hello. Commissioner Craig.
Here.
Commissioner Gurley.
Here.
Thank you. Commissioner Oglesby.
Here.
Commissioner Portress.
Here.
Commissioner Snodgrass.
Here.
Commissioner Stevens.
Here.
Commissioner Velasquez.
Here.
Vice Chair Leffel.
Here.
And Chair Lopez.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Great, thank you. With that, we're gonna go ahead and kick it off with the pledge. I see a flag there behind Commissioner Oglesby. Maybe you can lead us in the pledge there, Commissioner.
Yes, thank you so much. I pledge allegiance
To the
the
flag
Flag of the United States of
of
America.
America and to the
the
republic
republic
which
it
stands
one
nation
Under God,
indivisible,
indivisible,
Justice for all.
with liberty
liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Commissioner Oglesby, for that. We're gonna jump into the next item, but I believe it's not necessary, so I'll check with council. We have a closed session listed on the agenda, and I'll just confirm that that's not needed today.
Correct, Chair. No closed session needed today.
Okay, great. Then we'll go ahead and bypass item 1 and go to the public comments. Oh, we'll go through the closed session and reconvene and go back to general public comment, which is an opportunity for the public to share comments regarding items not on today's agenda, but within the purview of LAFCO. We ask folks to use the raise hand function, *9 via landline in order to be recognized. We'll go ahead and do 90 seconds in public speakers time. I'm not seeing any hands going up at this point. Seeing no hands, we'll close the public comment portion and bring it back to the commission. Next up, we have our consent agenda, which is items 2 through 6. Again, items 2 through 6. Is there a member of the commission who wishes to pull an item from today's consent calendar?
This is Leffel. I'd like to pull one item, item 4, please.
Okay, we'll pull 4. Anybody else? Hearing none, I'll go out to the public briefly and see if there's a member of the public who wishes to make a comment on any of the items on consent. We ask that you use a raise hand function for that as well. Seeing no hands, we'll bring it back. And why don't we go ahead and hear the comments on 4. Marianne?
It's just, I was reading it a little more carefully, and I was looking on 12/13/2021. There's an item that says Wells Fargo Bank, and then under it, it says Internet Service and Office Supplies. So I'm thinking that there is a problem there, that should not be, that we paid Wells Fargo Bank for that.
I can answer that question, Chair Lopez and Commissioner Leffel. Those were not problem items. We weren't actually paying Wells Fargo Bank. Those were items that I believe that came out of the Wells Fargo, that was out of the Wells Fargo LAFCO Visa account for regular bills. That included some miscellaneous office supplies and about $60 for internet service.
Well, maybe we can talk about it in finance because it probably should reflect who's actually paid and not the bank.
Yes, I understand that.
So we can, if
Yeah.
it can just get corrected,
Mhm.
and I'm good with that. Thank you.
Thank
So
you.
we'll, with the comments on 4, we'll go ahead and entertain a motion on our consent agenda with the corrections as noted.
I'll move approval, Poitras.
Second,
Got a motion
Leffel.
from Poitras, a second from Leffel. Can we go ahead and get a roll call vote, Zephyrina?
Certainly. Commissioner Bujarsky?
Am I here as an alternate vote today?
Yes, you are.
All right, that's
you
an
missed it.
aye. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Craig?
Aye.
Commissioner Gurley?
You're muted, Matt.
I'm trying. Aye.
Thank you. Commissioner Oglesby?
Aye.
Commissioner Poitras?
Yes.
Vice Chair Leffel?
yes.
And Chair Lopez?
Yes, motion carries. With that, we've concluded items 2 through 6 and come to item 7, a public hearing conducting authority proceedings to consider any written protest regarding unapproved annexation to MPWD LAFCO file number 21-01. For that, we'll go to staff, executive officer for our initial presentation.
Thank you, Chair Lopez. This item is a follow-up to the Commission's December approval of an annexation action for the Monterey Peninsula Water Management District. The presentation today will be given by our senior analyst, Jonathan Brinkman.
Hello, good afternoon, Chair Lopez and Commissioners. Jonathan Brinkman, LAFCO Senior Analyst. I just wanted to give a little background and describe this item. The reason for the item today is to hold a conducting authority or protest hearing for the Commission's annexation action that took place on December 6, 2021. This is for 58 parcels that would be annexed to Monterey Peninsula Water Management District's boundaries. This item is separate from and does not pertain to LAFCO's denial of the proposed activation of latent powers. The 58 parcels subject to this annexation are in the Yankee Point and Hidden Hills areas. State law requires this hearing to allow for any objections to the Commission's December 6 annexation approval. And staff provided public notice of this hearing in the Monterey Herald and the Monterey County Weekly. We provided mailed the required mailed notice to registered voters and landowners within the annexation areas. And as of this time, we have not received any written protests on this protest hearing. So staff's recommendation is for the Commission to proceed through the recommended actions today, starting with opening the public hearing and receiving any public comments, and providing for questions and follow-up discussion, and then closing the hearing and taking action as you deem fit. So staff's available for any questions once we get to that part of the meeting. Thanks.
Thank you, Jonathan. So first, I'll see if there's any questions from commissioners on this process. Seeing none, hearing none, we'll go ahead and open the public hearing. We ask that folks use the raise hand function to be recognized if there is comment on this item.
How do you raise your hand?
It's in the reactions tab, but we'll go ahead and give you 90 seconds. We've got you've got your thumb up there, so we'll practice with that one. So the floor is yours.
So we're a landowner on Lorellis Grade Road and the Hidden Hills area. And so we're just trying to understand what this means to us exactly, and decide whether or not we have a problem or not. So what does this mean, annex our property? What are they gonna do? What does the Water Commission want to do?
Jonathan, can you respond to that, please?
Sure. So the Monterey Peninsula Water Management District has its boundaries adjacent to your property.
Mhm.
And so they want to include your property and the property's additional total of 58 acres into their district boundaries. So that would, it's a cleanup action for them. Their state law that created them, it said that their purpose of the agency was to coincide with the boundaries of Cal-Am's territory. And I assume Cal-Am provides water service to your property. So, so that was kind of the purpose for a public financing agency created within Cal-Am's territory.
All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and go to the next comment. I see a hand up from Dave Stoll.
Yeah, hi, Commissioners. Just for more elaboration, in case there's any others, we did host a information meeting on this topic via Zoom back in October 7th, I believe it was. We had only one landowner respond. We also had several phone calls and emails with landowners of both Yankee Point and Hidden Hills over the course of the last several months. And of those, there were no more than 5 or 6. So the remainder of the property owners did not participate or express any inquiry. But in answer to the gentleman's questions, Jonathan is correct. There was a mismatch in our boundary and the California American service area, the main service area, which is comprised of what's called the main system, the Ryan Ranch system, the Bishop system, and Hidden Hills. And so this was an effort to make the boundary of the district and the boundary of Cal-Am for those service areas the same. And there are three key takeaways. There will be no new fees incurred by any of these annexed parcels. The water supply charge which the district collects was subject to a Proposition 218 process, and only the then existing current landowners within the district could participate in the negative protest hearing. And so because these 58 parcels did not have that opportunity, they are not automatically put into the district's water supply charge collections. So no new fees, no new laws, because the district regulates Cal-Am as the water distribution system permit holder. All of the existing district rules with respect to conservation, permits, fixture counts, and so forth already apply to these 58 parcels. So there's no change in regulation. And then finally, there's no change to the operator or the provision of water service. Prior to this annexation, it's Cal-Am. After the annexation, it's Cal-Am. The only change in your water service provider would happen as a result of any acquisition of Cal-Am's service territory or, well, through either negotiation or condemnation. So the big three are no new fees, no change in operator, and no new laws or regulations. So it's purely just a boundary cleanup issue. And that concludes my remarks. Thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Stoll. Okay, seeing no further hands up, we'll go ahead and bring it back to the commission. At this point, is there any additional information that staff would like to share in response to comments?
We have no additional information, Chair, and are recommending that the Commission approve the draft resolution that is provided with agenda item number 7.
Okay, so we'll at this time close the public hearing, and the last item, the last number on this item is 5. To approve the resolution. Is there a motion to that effect?
I would move to approve.
Oglesby second.
We've got a motion and a second. We'll go ahead and ask Safrina to take us through a roll call vote.
Thank you, Chair Lopez. Commissioner Rutascu,
Aye.
Commissioner Craig,
Aye.
Commissioner Gurley,
Aye.
Commissioner Oglesby,
Aye.
Commissioner Poitras,
Yes.
Vice Chair Leffel,
Yes.
and Chair Lopez.
Yes, motion carries. Thank you all. At this point, we are at our executive officer's communications report. So we'll turn the floor over to our trustee leader, Executive Officer Kate McKenna.
All right. Thank you again, Chair Lopez. We have 2 items of information. First, I'm providing an update to you regarding the proposed formation of a new healthcare district that would be based in the southern part of Santa Cruz County to encompass the Watsonville Hospital, but that would also cross over county lines and be part of Pajaro and Las Lomas areas. This item is being treated as urgent legislation by the state, and our role is to keep informed and be engaged in that process. Towards that goal, your LAFCO staff have organized a meeting that will take place this week with various stakeholders in Monterey County, so that everyone can better understand what this means and how it might affect our residents and our public agencies. We have invited, for instance, Commissioner Snodgrass as our public member and also as a resident of North Monterey County, Supervisor John Phillips, because it affects his area, County Administrative Officer Charles McKee, representatives from Salinas Valley Memorial, and others. So we'll just continue to keep you informed, and we are working behind the scenes to make this legislation the most effective possible to deal with boundary governance and other issues of importance to our county. The second item is to report with sadness that we have that one of our former county supervisors and LAFCO commissioners has passed away, Miss Barbara Shipnuck. She was a groundbreaking woman in terms of what she accomplished at local government level. She was also very involved as a county supervisor at the state level, and we will miss her very much. And her part of her legacy is that the Natividad Medical Center is thriving today. Back in her day, that was a struggling operation, as you all know, and she was really a very dramatic champion for that and for healthcare of families. And so we will miss her very much. So thank you.
Well, I see Wendy, you have your hand up.
Thank you for my old school hand. Kate, you mentioned that the stakeholders that you're gathering to look at the Watsonville Community Hospital issue, are those required to be LAFCO members who are participating in that?
No, not at all, Commissioner. These are
Okay.
not at all. No, we're just looking at folks that really have an interest in this, and it's moving at the speed of light relatively. So it's open to anyone in Monterey County who would really like to listen in and learn more about the proposed legislation and what it means for all of us.
Got it. Thank you for that clarification.
Welcome.
Steve?
Yeah, just to give a little background on the Watsonville Hospital, and I actually am probably about 100 feet from the hospital doors right now. I'm not going to the hospital, but this is really problematic, the way this thing is being put together. So the public does not have much say in the process. One of the things that I've been informed about is the Watsonville Hospital is not likely to be sustainable. So there's questions about sustainability of it. And by way of brokerage talk, past performance could be a good indicator of the future here, because there's been about 4 to 5 owners of the Watsonville Hospital since 1989, when it moved from a public hospital to a private for-profit hospital. And so you've got issues there. You've got issues that North County needs representation on this special district that's being formed. And the other issue is if the hospital is not sustainable, then it's likely the residents are going to be asked to pony up via 218, and they don't have any say really in the formation of the district. So this presents many, many challenges. And why it's moving at the speed of light is I'm told the hospital will be sold in bankruptcy the 22nd of February. So unfortunately, there's going to be a messy cleanup that follows this thing.
Thank you, Steve. All right, anybody else with reactions to Kate's executive officer's report? All right, seeing none, looking back at our agenda, we are at commissioner comments. So any general comments that a commissioner would like to share with the full body at this time? And I will briefly go back. I forgot to take public comment on Kate's executive comments. Any hands raised for that? Seeing none, we'll close that public comment, and seeing no commissioners rushing their microphones or trying to unmute, we'll go ahead and call ourselves adjourned. We will see you guys next time. Thank you.
All right. Thank
Thank
you
you.
all.
Good evening.